Welcome to the C1D Paintball podcast. You can listen to us on Spotify, Facebook, and YouTube. Be sure to join our Discord. It's the best place to connect with other paintball fans, talk strategy, share stories, and show your love for the game.
Huge news, Roy. The C1D Paintball team has a podcast. Yes, that's right, Dick. Wild bunch, those C1D fellas. Tune in every Sunday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time for an amazing podcast.
Dad, come on.
Whoa. Da, 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 Sunday evenings hanging out by the porch, cold beer and smoke scores. C1D Paintball podcast, just for dudes shooting pain. You may think it's something else, but it ain't. All these stories will surely keep you here. Sit back, guys, and enjoy that beer.
Hey there, I'm Andrew. Welcome to the C1D Paintball podcast. Adam's in the chat here. Hello, Adam. And joining me tonight, it's lonely here tonight. That'd be a horrible fucking segue saying, speaking of lonely, no, but he is a sniper. He's been practicing for a while, a member of C1D for his third season. First season was a little short, but he is there nonetheless. Welcome, Trent, to the show.
Hello. Happy to be here, even though I'm your last choice since nobody else is here.
No. You're going to be one of the people. There's also a hockey game on, and it's just it's finally getting warm in Montreal. Of course, now, Trent, your job revolves around good weather. Yeah, and I've got long days of audits. I've been forever doing audits for about a year now for work, and I go home and I rake, and the next thing I know, it's like, man, we didn't do a podcast. We have to do a podcast for game day, and it's not a coincidence you're here because you had a lot of fun on this game day. Which, by the way, officially, the games from May 9th are going to be called Headshot, and there were plenty of them.
A lot of headshots that day. I got shot like 3 times in the head myself.
Yeah, it was something. Well, I'm editing the first game where we played on Village and Carter kind of went on a rampage. That was the first headshot against you.
Yeah.
You also, you got Trucker Dave with a headshot as well on that one.
Sure did.
Yep. And later in the day, Connor got a headshot, glanced off the side of his mask. He's got the EVA, right? The big lens. He didn't even know he got hit off it. And it's one of those things where you just kind of wipe it and glance. It's like, oh, I've been hit. But, okay. So basically we're just going to run through the games we played, which I like doing, going back on, especially because, hey, James, how's it going, man? Nice profile picture there. Nice profile picture that James has. I want to talk about a few of the games we had. Like I said, you're here because you were trying. Tell everybody about the sniper setup you're trying out. It's going to be you're trying out for D-Day. Of course, you're not using first strikes on us at our field because we don't do that. But tell us about the setup of your marker you got, Trent. That is for D-Day.
So I've got the SAR-12C from Karmatech. Very, very accurate marker, even with round ball. On how far from spawn to spawn do you think market is? 100 feet or so, give or take?
Oh yeah, you're probably you're
about
talking probably 100, probably closer to 120 feet, but yeah.
Yeah, and I was shooting from spawn to spawn with that thing, just straight down the line, and it was with round ball. I was pleasantly surprised with that. So I can't wait to see it on with first strikes in D-Day.
Now, I just want to mention too that normally for our games we don't really have snipers. We never have first strike. We normally don't have snipers, but because Trent's invested in this setup and that, and we had a pretty decent crowd too. We started off with 8 on 8, and we ended up with I think 11 on 10 by the final of it. But everybody knew you were trying that out, and I of course knew you had only 4 magazines, and that's going to come up. You know what? I'm going to review the games first before we get into that one, which is basically why you're here. That's why you're here. You better be ready.
I actually had 3.
You only had 3 mags worth.
I only had 3. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And because those mags, the basic ones that just come with the marker, are not very good. So I got my T15 mags coming in, so hopefully that'll be a lot better to use.
Now, the first couple of games we played at Warzone Paintball in Rigaud, Quebec, I should mention. I mean, people listening should just assume that is our home field after all. We played 2 games on Village. Now, how was that for you as a sniper? I guess it wasn't the optimal map to be doing that on, the optimal field, eh?
It was a challenge to say the least. It was a lot easier to just hug the road that's close to the safe room than it was to try to maneuver through the map, because that's a straight lane. But other than that, when I tried to push, it got a little dicey. That's why I had my tip-backs on me that day. Otherwise, I'm not sure how well it would have went.
Yeah. Plus, we got a couple of guys that have come out the last few times with us that are regular Mirabelle players, where they're, of course, a little more shooty in Mirabelle. It's a bit more intensive gameplay there, and I don't mean as an insult in any way, because we, of course, like to mix with a lot of rentals. Although this day it was all C1D, and some the 5 regulars that joined us after are club members of the field, so more experienced players. But no, it was my point on this one. See, this is why I usually have Connor in on the shows. He helps reel me in a bit.
It reminds you? Yep.
Yeah, it reminds me of that. But oh yeah. No, they were so they're getting used to playing with us. They're used to Mirabelle, where it's kind of Mirabelle's got big fields, a lot of different fields. And you know, they're not like us in the sense of freeze. Freeze is kind of like, we're not going to do anything stupid. Like yeah. Freeze is incredibly optional. Alpha, hello, gentlemen. What's the plan today? We're just going to quick little podcast today, just talking about our game day. We don't want to waste those memories we had of that. And yeah, no, they were. It took a couple of games for them. It's like, hey, we don't shoot that much, you know, and all that. So, which was actually must have been kind of scary for Pierre, who brought his girlfriend Jenny, her first time playing. And she's on the team with me. You're playing against her. Alpha's ringing in saying hello to Trent.
Hey, Alpha, how's it going?
He's nervous, Alpha. He's nervous.
Nervous to talk. You know the thing I do the best of? Yeah, I'm nervous to do that.
Plus, the Americans weren't there, and they need to know all the juicy details. You know, there's a hockey game on right now, so I'll try to word it. It might be the least talking you'll hear me in a podcast, which is still excessive. We were spawning to start the first game. I'm not going to go into too detail of all the games, but I was spawning with Pierre and Jenny on a spawn point 4, and we said we're going to take the green monster and look up to 3. And we immediately, Jonathan and Adam brought Simon there. They just ran over the hill, and of course from the high ground just like leaned into us, totally leaned into us. And the funny part is, Pierre got knocked out, so but it was kill confirmed, so he's trying to tell her what to do. It's like, I tap him in, it's like, man, be careful, I don't want to do, and I'll be telling her what to do, and you don't want that. What I didn't know is I saw Connor and Brant go the opposite way, go left. So we covered east and they covered west. And that's where Connor, I guess you were playing cat and mouse with him on the corner. He was in 1. And I guess he was going back from the window to the door frame, which probably from your distance on the angle, you're at the corner of a building. I guess that was a pretty good test for your sniper skills, having to pivot like that back and forth. But
yeah, I mostly watched him through the crack in the boards. I saw the shimmer of his goggles looking through because he likes to do that a lot.
yeah. You should try to edit his videos when he's doing that. I just got like just wood in front of it. I could
just a whole lot of nothing, right?
But it's interesting because you hear him communicating and talking. Because I think T was. Oh no, that was a different game. Sam, they all roll into one. That's why we usually do the podcast on the Sunday. I've started to do some heavy duty editing. We played 2 on there, and it was actually the second game was pretty intense too. And it was actually Connor's recommendation. It's like, this probably isn't a good map for the first time coming out. And we were having fun because we were like going gung ho, and it's like, oh yeah, let's go to market. Now, much better for you on market. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, I had no problems on market.
I think there was one game where I believe you took out Gene incredibly early.
Gene in the first 5 seconds of the game, yeah.
Yeah, but that was a kill confirmed though, or was he out on?
No, it was TDM. It was team deathmatch.
Oof. Yeah, Gene is not Gene will do risky things and run up the middle of the field. And when I say risky, I don't mean it in the sense of like careless. Like he'll go there because he wants to like wedge himself into the action. And to see him, I've seen him get knocked out early, but I mean, to see him get knocked out when he's running in position, that's quite something. So Gene's kind of like, hey, he's using that sniper. It's like, he's practicing for D-Day. Gene, it's okay, man. And he kind of laughs it off. He's like, no, man, like he got me from across the field. That's great. That's like, good.
I didn't hear about it until the very end of it. He came up to me. He's like, did you shoot me from across the field? I was like, yeah, I did. He's like, nice. He's like, it was like the first 5 seconds. I'm like, yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was. Go ahead. I went to the boulders on the left, Mike's spot, and Connor was ahead of me. And oh my gosh, was that the quiet game too? It was a quiet game with no kill. Yeah, it was a quiet game with no revives. And I actually talked. I said, we're going to play the quiet game. Hey, get out of my spot. Oh, I didn't play your spot well. Adam was on the right, shooting down that little, you got this big boulder in front of you, and there's a little like groove in it. You can peer out. It used to be great, but Adam knows about the groove. So every time I put my head, just shots curving around me.
That was when T and them came up, and when we swapped sides, I actually went there too. Because I was like, oh, this is going to be a great place for my sniper. But T and Junior were just firing shots through there. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll look the other way.
That spot needs a counter, and that is the counter. Oh, I got shots. I got a shot almost through my trigger. It hit my marker on the trigger itself, but I didn't have my hand on it. And it was Jonathan, new player Jonathan, who shot all the way from spawn and got me. He goes, man, I hit you. I said, yeah, you did. I looked at my gun. Yeah. Says, yeah, but gun counts don't hit here.
Yeah, that happened to me on base too when I shot Connor. I thought I hit his shoulder, but I hit his hopper.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you were on top on that one on base. I remember because I was right there below. I got you. And as you're pointing towards him, did he run? He goes, no. And I think he took the opportunity to move up a little bit. But that's another story. Oh, do we tell that story first? So
no. That was at the end of the day. Let's Let's try to remember the ones from the beginning and then get to the end.
Okay, so
we didn't even talk about how Connor got a 5K in the first game.
Well, that's the one where he got you on a headshot.
Yep.
Then he you went
beautiful
to spawn.
Shot.
Yeah. He goes to the right of that building. One taps Trucker Dave, then gets Adam. If Adam's still listening, he got you? He didn't headshot you, but did he get you around the neck? Something
Adam?
like that. Yeah, he got Adam because he ended up tagging him out. But I'm editing this. It should be Monday's video. Worst case, the video after. But then it was a manhunt, 2v1 against Connor, and I didn't even know where he was. And he ends up, when it's 2v1 on kill confirmed. He had. One player was close in front of him, the other one behind him by a good 30-40 feet. So Connor was able to, that one player that was between him and the last enemy. He took him out, kind of forcing, and he had no idea. It was Simon and no idea where Connor was at first. So he was going to run up to tag Jonathan, and Connor moved. No, he did see him. They exchanged shots. Connor got out of point one, ran the middle field, and like this guy Simon, who'd played before, he told me his first job ever was actually at a paintball field. And
that's cool.
Yeah, and he was there, and he just kind of stood out in the open. Not in the open, he got a slight angle, and he's just pulling the trigger as fast as he can, not backing down to Connor, which kudos to that. But, they're going back and forth, but Connor a little bit more undercover. He landed the shot first. He walks over. All he has to do is tap one of the two. He taps Adam for that one. He took, I'm not sure because he's not on the show and that. Maybe I'll ask him or he can give comments about it later. But like me, I got knocked out. Like I mentioned, Jenny got knocked out and Pierre got knocked out. I think he got me in the back of the armpit. Oh, gosh, those hurt. Oh, God, that hurts. But when the three of us were knocked out, that's when he kind of moved to the top of the field because we got knocked out in the southeast and he went to the northwest. So his patience paid off in that one. And what a game to start off the day! If I have a game like
crazy
that,
game too. Yeah. He usually he doesn't bust out moves like that usually until midday, but he came guns ho today or Saturday.
Question from Alpha: how long has Trent been a player of C1D, and how did you discover him? It was his casting couch. No, actually, yeah. So I wanted to have a quick podcast so I could watch the hockey game. No, Trent actually, it's 2024. It's Operation Rush at Mirabel. And he was playing, he was out there. You actually parked near us in the parking lot to start the day, so you probably noticed us there with the flags and that.
Yeah, you guys were speaking English, and I had some issues with my markers, so that's why I came up to you.
There you go. But by the second half, in particular, me, you, and Connor kind of just walked into the ref because we'd been taken out and started talking and followed each other around. And the next thing you know, we're talking about what we do, and you joined us for paintball, became a member from there. And ironically, where you only work and stay around the corner from us. And it's kind of ironic, and he's been a member since. You rarely miss game days, I'll tell you that. You and Mike.
I don't like to. It's it's one of the only things I do with my life. Like even right now, you say I'm around the corner. I'm at where Cinema Guzzo used to be right now.
Oh, there you go. Actually, I think I'm familiar with the new owners of there. I'm actually gonna catch a movie there soon. One of the guys.
And Alpha, we did meet once last year for D-Day.
Yeah, there's so many people to meet at D-Day, especially Alpha. People won't cross Alpha. It's like, hey, and that's it. Takes over the room. One of those guys so this is Mike talking about Trent. One of the guys you pick up and couldn't get rid of him even if you wanted to. Jokes. You didn't have to put the jokes part. Trent is an amazing guy, great player with such good vibes. Yeah, such good vibes. And it's like, oh shit, sorry, man, I forgot. Haha. He doesn't remember, Trent.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm very forgettable.
He's trying to talk his way out of it, but yeah. You've been lied to. No, yeah, he joined his first game. He brings a defender, and we're playing on base at Warzone, and we don't. We tell we just play for fun, but we didn't go out and say, I think we might have mentioned, freeze players and that, and we don't like to go automatic, even semi, just pull the trigger normally and that. And it was a game. We played a few games, and it's just one of those things. It's the winter, right? So we're not shooting too much. And I'm sitting there recording a game on the second floor, and on the first floor, I just see this. He's got his defender out, and he's lighting people up with frostbites, and those freaking things hurt. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was one of the first games where I met Mike and Miranda, and she was coming down the stairs, and I shot her 3 times in the leg, and I heard her yell "ow" from across the field. I felt so bad about that.
Yet he still remembers the kill.
Yeah, I do. It was funny.
Well, let's talk. He also was probably the most photographed person from C1D at D-Day last year. He had the flag for about half an hour, which is great. I had it for about 3 hours, and he really cashed in on the photos. So it must have been the like Fabio style long hair cascading out behind your mask that drew everybody. James, I had fun Saturday. I was pushing more instead of hanging near spawn. James had a very good day, and in particular that last game of the day, which we're going to talk about because Trent and I kind of had a showdown. James was very good for that one in particular. Ironically, when I was editing before, I actually saw where he had to get taken out at the end by T and Connor. Oh, wait a minute. But then T got taken out, but we'll talk about that after. Okay, back to the roster here. It looks like it only took 3 games for Brant to take his shirt off. So once we
it was only like 18 that day too. It wasn't even that bad.
It wasn't that bad. And
I guess I'm used to working outside, so I guess
that's true. So we played a couple games on, and here's a debate. The new spawns, the wooden spawns, those of you who don't even know the field, it's very easy to explain. Traditionally, think of a rectangular field where there's a bunker shaped like a U, an upside down one on the bottom, in the middle on the bottom. So top of the field spawn, bottom of the field, rectangular field. They expanded it. So, how do I explain it? You take that rectangle and you kind of like angle it off more to one side. So they added spots to the northwest and the southeast. So it's got these like pieces added on there. And in these extra areas that were kind of dead areas, the field before, they put a spawn point on each. So instead of facing north-south, they're facing northeast-southwest. And it's a further distance. And Connor pointed out, it's like, he's not crazy about those spawns. And I sat there. I like the spawns. I like the options. But I'll tell you one thing. If I had to win a game on that field, I would not use those spawns. There's something about them which just leaves things, somebody's going to hit you from 120 feet away with a sniper. It's the spawns. You can't necessarily get hit and broken, but there's something about it that takes the element of the close quarters out. It's good, but how do I explain it?
It's because you have to like run across the open road first. I also am not a huge fan of them. I think they're cool like for every now and then, or like maybe for a particular game mode. But because there's like a 8-foot wide road you have to run across that's wide before you actually get inside the field, because it's like you're starting on the outside of the field and going in. And then on top of that, there's only one doorway, or like kind of, and it's really awkward to get out of that doorway, especially with like 8 or 9, 10 guys on your team. So like everybody's just waiting their turn to run out, and meanwhile 1 or 2 guys can be sitting in the box with a sniper and just shooting across the field while they're waiting their turn to get out of the field or the box, right? Especially with their big open window in the front. So it's not a huge fan of them, but situational.
It is situational, and it's more of a challenge. Like if you're in the northwest, the northeast, spawn is the biggest. Like you mentioned, you got to cross the road and everything. And when you're in the opposite spawn, you can see them scatter out of there. But at the same time, there's a couple of big, just south of that north spawn, there's a few big barriers, and you're kind of isolated. Connor likes it when I call it the, what do I call it? The enclave. It's this little piece of land that kind of belongs there. And it sucks if you want to cross the road and don't get across, but you can barricade yourself quite well. And, that's true. Jenny was the last person standing on our team when we spawned in that horrible thing. And she ended up with 4v1 on her, and she lasted a while. So I'll give her that.
She was actually managing to evade my shots most of the game too. She did really good for her first day out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Played confident. I think you could tell she's done some sports, or at least she carried herself in that way. She wasn't chicken, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, look. I know we did some games on base after. Oh my God. Okay, I do want to talk about the one game on the base. Market is one of the best, but you guys are right. They do need to move more cover besides what they have on the left side. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you do like, okay, we spawn there, you spawn there, and we'll take turns. It's all right. I think it works out that way. But I mean, it's more lopsided than tire ball used to be. I don't know if I don't think you played too much on tire ball. Tire ball used to be, yeah, Jonathan agrees about the spawn. Tire ball, the higher spawn, used to be so dominating. It was insane. It was insane. I would say, I mean, maybe some of the guys that have played a lot of like me, like Jeff and Connor, mate, not agree, but I found if you're spawning on top, you could win 2 out of every 3. But now it's much more even. But
I think for market, right in front of the lower spawn closer to village, you have the crate stacks, but that's like right on the outside of the new spawn.
Yeah.
I think if they move that into the inside section of market, it would be more balanced, because in the top or the northeast or whatever side you said, northwest, up in that new spawn side,
northeast,
they have all those big big crates and stuff in that corner, and the bottom left side of that field just feels so weak in comparison, because the best cover in that corner is just the triple stack of the plastic crates, and even that you can shoot through.
Dave chimed in. Hey Dave, thanks for joining.
Dave,
the triple stack, these 3 collapsible pallets. So they're collapsible, big industrial ones. I think people that work with proper skids and maybe would understand it. So it's not just 3 pallets on top of each other wooden. They're these big plastic things. And of course there's you can see through them because there's holes in the plastic. So you get a lot of splatter. And of course there's the gap where the forklifts lift.
It's like a 4-inch gap. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can get shot. You figure, well, somebody can't shoot through there. Oh yeah, they can. James, when I found out I was able to shoot through them, I got Connor out by doing that. Well, there you go, young man.
Point proven, right? Like that's the best form of cover on that part of the field, compared to 3 big wooden crates in the other corner.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like if they just scooch those up into that one spot, it would make for a lot better of balancing.
Yeah. Although that 3 stack, you can get flanked in it. That's the one thing.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, and north or south can use it. It's always the north team that seems to use it more, but you can get there with the south team too. So Connor actually had a showdown with, oh my God, I think it was Jonathan on that one, where one was on the other, and it was a kill confirmed on both sides of it. It was, I'm never up that far, so I don't know what it's like.
That's not true. You had to fight it. You had a shootout with me there.
I had a shootout with you. Well, okay. First of all, we're going to talk about the game on base, where we already mentioned you shot Connor. You're on the 2nd floor with your sniper, and you bounced a shot off his hopper. So they were on this field, guys. There's two level complexes. One on the west side, one on the east side, and not too much stuff in between. But you leapfrog to get your way there. Inevitably, what always happens is one team manages to push out and make the last push into one of the buildings, right? So you're going to go left or right. You're never going to have just players alive on both floors, because that's no fun. So Trent's team did valiantly, but in a game that was fairly long, like what happens, all of a sudden it turned around. Trent's team lost 2 or 3 players, and they're getting pushed. And Trent, you were shooting, I forget who you were shooting at. I might have been Pierre for a while, but Connor ended up getting on your side without you noticing. And we're all watching. We're on the observation deck, actually, watching, a bunch of us.
It was Gene. It was Gene that was there.
Gene.
It was Gene in that corner. I thought Connor was still there with him the whole time until I got Gene out.
No, it's just, I don't know if Gene realized what was going on. But yeah, him going there, just leaving you in that firefight with him, allowed Connor to come in. But those who don't play on the field, there's only 1 set of stairs on that side of the field to go up. The other building has 2, and they're working on this, but there's only 1. And we thought, okay, there's Connor, there's like you just pointed out, there's Ghost Gene. And there's you on the other team. And it's like, well, Connor's going to go up there, probably sweep through the top floor and get him. And so we're on an angle. We just see you. And you keep looking out in front of the field. You don't look behind you. You don't look to your right where Connor's coming from. And it's like, oh my God, Connor's going to surprise him. Because Trent, you're boxed in there with one stairs going up. You're boxed in, except for there's this little closet area of the last room. And you're not going near it. It's like, okay, Connor's going to probably go around the corner, go freeze, and then tap him quickly because Trent doesn't like to be frozen. He'll pull out his barrel, or no. You'll look at the situation. I mean, if it's hopeless, if you were caught like leaning over the window, you'll go, okay, yeah. But we're there, and all of a sudden, we hear a shot, and Connor goes, "Sorry." Trucker Dave was there. Nobody realized it. So Connor went around the corner. I guess out
funny
of
story about Dave. Sorry, quick before we keep going there. Really funny story about that. I love to do dumb shit. I crawl on the ground. I'll sprint and dive. Whatever. So I get up to the top of the stairs, and I'm sniping and I'm trying to work on my stealth for D-Day, right?
Yep.
So before I get to the top of the stairs, I get on my hands and knees. I don't want anybody to know that I'm going upstairs. And then I start crawling through, snaking my way through the building, get to the center container that's like vertical. So you have the building, it's horizontal.
Yep.
Then you got the 1C container at the top that's vertical. It's long, deep, it's dark. I love that building. You can never see into it. You can stand in the middle looking right at somebody, and they'll look right at you, and they can't see you because it's too dark. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, I hear thunk. Thunk. And then I see the tip of a barrel poke around the corner. Thunk. TMC. And then camo sleeves. Thunk. And then Dave's head pokes around the corner, and I'm like, no way did Dave just crawl that whole way following me to this spot. And it was the greatest thing I saw that day. Greatest thing was this guy following me to my spot on his stomach whole way through, and I looked at him like, damn right, Dave, damn right. He gets up, and I tell him to stay in that container, and I'm like, if you stay back here, they can't see you, and just keep holding that right side of the field. Oh, wow. He said, got it. And he did a really, really good job holding my cover for me.
Yeah,
which allowed me to push off to the other side and get actually I shot Brant running across the field first because he was trying to flank a spot around the truck.
That's right.
And I shot him in the arm. Yeah, and then I yelled at him and I called him target practice.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, like I said, Trucker Dave, where he was, Connor, a reflex goes, I guess he didn't know what to expect up there. But I guess Dave just appeared and he just does a reflex one tap in the face. Remember, the face, it usually doesn't hurt. So one tap in the face. But that gave away his cover because we're sitting there going, oh man, Connor's going to go right behind him and fricking take Trent out. And Trent's been having a good day with the sniper. Like I said, we normally don't allow it, but he's practicing for it and he's ready. It's like, well, he's up, he wasn't going to go on the first floor with a sniper rifle. You knew he was going to be, Dave on a mission for Alpha. You knew he was going to be in top. That's what he's there for. Old guys can crawl. I think Trent put it right when he said, what, crawl, thud? What was it there?
Yeah, I made a sound effect. Goes, thud.
Yeah, that's it. But that Dave there saved it. You guys ended up, because as soon as you heard Connor and that, you backed into that corner and it was kind of a draw. You're trying to freeze each other. It's like, it's a draw, but man, it's amazing. Hey, Owen, how you doing, man? That changed that game right away so much that Dave
Gene came out of cover thinking the game was over, I guess, because he was just wandering around aimlessly. So I shot him. And then that's when I heard Connor. I was like, uh-oh. So I was like, okay, that's a problem. And then he gets Dave, and I'm like, okay. I look around, I'm like, I didn't know there was a little cubby here. So I got the cubby. And then he was walking up, and I heard I heard freeze, and I was like, he just froze the wrong corner. Or what? I don't know what actually happened. Like there, he tried to explain it to me. He's like, I froze you. I was like, oh, you did? I didn't see him. And then I heard his footsteps. So I jumped out and yelled freeze. But and at ultimate we ended up calling it a draw just because the situation was really weird.
I
But
wish I could
like,
draw that. Okay. Just so happens Mike's not here because I would have to draw a little picture and show you. But going into this room, there is like a half wall around the corner, and they both wanted to freeze each other because they didn't want to shoot each other like 2 feet apart. So they had this discussion, and I'm sitting in the observation deck. It's a draw. It's a draw. Before somebody was going to tap each other, but that was a good stealthy one. It was a long one too. But what I want to talk about before we wrap this up, because the hockey game's on, I'll remind you guys again. Anybody got a score? No, don't tell me the score unless the Habs have scored. I don't want to hear that. That's right. I don't even want. You know what? I didn't bring that up. We had a little big game. I remember somebody was like, "There's not enough people to do this." It's like, no, one team's got 10, the other team's got 11, and you get 2 lives. Well, it's still too big of a field. It's like D-Day, you get a hit, you run back and forth. So we're going to have 1 revive. It's like, let's go try it. Let's go do it. We got different types of cover. We have market, which is, I don't know how to call market. It's like a pinball machine.
yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah. You got a hill along the back of the spawn next to it, the forest area with some barriers that are few and far between. Village is right north of that, and there's kind of a crossroads in the northeast. It is definitely a viable field for that because there's different, if you want to use the term loosely, ecosystems. You know, a town that is very, Village is almost jungle-like. It's kind of Vietnam kind of feel. You got the forest, which is just, you know, like good old-fashioned woods ball, and so it made for what I thought was a really good game. So I don't hide it. I've made many videos about it where you see me and Connor usually are always playing at these games. Connor goes through market, he gets into the shit, as they call it, like the 50 there, the sexy spots. Granted, he can back it up. Not, you know, there's a lot of players that can get into the sexy spots, but you got to owning it or something. Canadians 2, Buffalo 1. Thank you, Owen. And if the Canadians are losing, we'll have to ban whoever reports on it. But anyway, we'll have to ban. So yeah, only, you know, so Connor being up there, it's going to be aggressive. Players are playing really well. So that's cool. I always go through the forest.
I knew I was going to meet you in the forest. I knew I was going to see you there.
I figured, I was hoping I wouldn't necessarily meet you one-on-one, but I thought, well, you know, this is the best practice for D-Day. It was that scenario for you.
Yeah,
because
completely agree.
You know, so I thought maybe he's going to lie and look towards, because I was approaching their spot. I basically spawned in the bottom left corner, if you're looking at a box in front of you, and I went along the bottom, then I started to work my way up on the right side, the east side. And you were kind of halfway down, but you were looking, I thought you'd be looking straight west where the sexy spot was. And I got hit, and I went back again, and I got into a firefight with Simon, the Adams friend there, a good player. I got him out, and I was so happy. Then all of a sudden, I just get shots coming from my right. And I've gone prone, and I've got 7 magazines, and I've already used like 4 of them.
Okay, so we had the same amount of ammo left. Yeah. Okay, cool.
and I look, and it's like, oh no. And I see Trent, his mask, and he's lying down there prone. I was prone to get Simon because I was terrified of getting hit. So I haven't got that many shots. I don't even have like 10 seconds to like take a breath. And it's like, I'm on a one-on-one versus Trent. We're shooting shots back and forth. Shots are just curling at the last second on me. I saw a couple that just went by Trent. Then finally I get right in the shoulder, and it's like, oh man. And it's like, I got no paint, and my teammates are in a firefight to the left of me. I can't ask for a paint check. So I actually go to Trent and kind of go up. We respect each other. He doesn't shoot me when I do that. It's like, am I hit? No. And I said, good, you bounced one off me. I put 2 out of 3 shots off his back. He's like, ow, ow, did it break? It's like, fuck no, it didn't break. And finally, and then I'm looking, and it's like, okay, I'm out of magazines. And I look at one, I checked because there was some in it, but I knew there was only 3 or 4 because you put it down, you put your finger in there, and it's like, okay. So it's like, I got like 4 shots left. I line it up. I try to wind enough to get 4 and trying to be real scientific as I need these shots.
Getting the wind reading.
Wind sock up, lick my finger. Anyway, I go in with my last 4 shots. I don't remember if I shot them or not, but you did finally catch me. You hit me good there, and it was fun. I went to the safe zone, and in the end, there's a video of it. But Connor and T go into the forest. They specifically want to find Trent. They come across James. So James gets knocked out, who had a hell of a game. James was in there till the end. As he mentioned before, he really was more offensive on the day, which is good. I mean, it's good because he usually sits at a pretty safe position. Doesn't sit in the back like a wallflower, but he's cautious and he moves up. But he was really in it. So they get him out, and T is behind this barrier, and Trent has done what Trent likes to do. He crawls up. He's stealthy. He doesn't waste any shots with a sniper, and did you barrel tapped him, or did you get him with the swab?
I actually pulled my pistol out and I just reached it around the corner of the barricade and I just whispered surrender to him. And then he got up and he's like, "Oh my, no way!" It was so funny. He was like, "He got me, bro!" And I heard Connor be like, "Where is he? Where is he?" And I like whispered to T. I'm like, "Don't fucking tell him."
Yep. Connor says, like, when he asked that, T kind of just went with his head like stiff, like he wants to say something but he can't. But then you can see, because I've seen it. Well, you can see it on the video, right? As I edit it, where T was a little shadow between the slats moves. So you just see Connor kind of lean down and like carefully, like 1, 2, 3, and they got him out. But the joke was on them. You T and Connor having a laugh in that. That was only your first out. Then you had to go all the way back.
They followed me as I walked. I didn't run. I walked the whole way.
So I don't even know what happened at the end. Did you spawn and they shoot you right away, or did they freeze you, or what?
50-50. So me and James both had 1 life left. He actually wasn't out for the game yet. So we both walked back. I'm kind of peeking over my shoulder watching them, and I'm talking to James as we're going back. I'm like, okay, T's over there. Connor's right behind me. The other guy's over in that corner. This is where they are. When we get back to spawn, we need to get into position, and we need to get this figured out. But as soon as I looked over, I turned around just before I touched the building. I gave them a little bow. I touched the building. I started sprinting towards the right side of Village. If you're looking down the field, I was going to the right, and Connor was shooting quite a few, and then one hit me in the back, and I couldn't see it, obviously, so I had him paint check me, and he said it broke. So I was like, oh, well, that's it.
In Connor's defense, we all wanted to go down to eat hot dogs. So
it doesn't matter. It's all good. If I cared about being shot, I wouldn't volunteer to be shot a few thousand times at D-Day for a medic.
And so many freaking so many headshots. It's funny because at the beginning of the day we're talking about what fun rules can we use. We do the dead men don't talk. We tried the quiet game, to which I'm the only one that got thrown out. Oh yeah, sorry, dead men can talk. You're right. And I thought about, do we do marker hits count or don't hit? It's like no. And at one point I was thinking about that, like, do you want to do no headshots? But then everyone's just sticking their head out everywhere. But
yeah, because you can look around the whole field around the corner without worrying about it.
Yeah, and it defeats. That might be fun to just try on a fun day. Like the next time we're out on the 23rd, it's 2 weeks before D-Day. So the main thing is we get out there, we don't hurt ourselves. We don't wreck our gear or anything. So maybe we'll play a fun game like that. But I realized, like, no, we're going to do headshots don't count on kill confirmed. Like that doesn't really make sense because that's not one thing about kill confirmed, but a headshot. Excuse me, a headshot, you're out automatically. Yeah, that's kind of standard this year for the 4 outings, though, with the kill confirmed. I like that. Well, Trent, it's been a slice. Is there anything else you want to talk? I mean, I just thought it was a great C1D day. We having veterans there, having some newer players come in there, even seeing Jenny come out, which is awesome, and I hope she comes out again. Yeah, Mike and Miranda were not there. It's shocking, but you could do extra shots in the ass. Shots in the ass count. We did it. It was hilarious.
No, I think it's only shots to the ass count. Yeah, only shots to the ass count. Yeah, and it'd be hilarious. That would be
God.
That would be something.
The world wants to know after the game coverage that you'll be running for a kit at D-Day besides the sniper, as far as gear, etc. Okay, am I reading this wrong? That's a C1D Paintball podcast. Our conscious.
Yeah, I'm seeing that too. Are you typing this yourself, Andrew?
Oh yeah. No, I'm not. No, because it's spelled correctly. It's just smelt gibberishly.
Smelt gibberishly.
What kit you'll be running for D-Day? Yeah, what are you going to be running besides the sniper? And by the way, I'm going to be running magazines because as the general, I don't expect to really be out in a situation where I'm going to need to fire hoppers and balls. So I might actually do something strange and carry mag fed for a limited out there just to get a badass picture. No. What's your backup, Trent?
It's just going to be a Tipex. I have to have a round ball marker on me the whole time because with first strikes, you have to fire from a certain amount of range.
Yeah.
So Tipex. That's it. Nothing fancy.
Is that defender going to make it up as a backup kicking around?
I mean, if my sniper decides to shit the bed, probably, maybe. Okay. But at the same time, first strikes aren't cheap, so I'd like to use those.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll figure it out for you. Like I said, I'm probably gonna end up putting a hopper on mine. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna be going around the field and all. I mean, last year I wasn't a general and I walked around the field with a flag more than a marker. So
same.
Somebody needed a marker. Somebody's marker wasn't where it's like, take mine. Don't you need one? It's like, that's okay.
No.
I still managed to.
I'm better holding the flag. Trust me.
Yep. And when you knocked the slapstick and put it to the wrong color, when you carried the flag. And I immediately ran after you.
Yeah.
Somebody
told me to go do it. I was like, isn't it already ours?
Didn't you learn in elementary school? If somebody told you to jump off a bridge, would you do it too, Trent?
Do you know who you're talking to?
The guy who told the kids to jump off the bridge? What?
Yeah. And the guy who did it.
I stand corrected. No, it's no, when you did that, I immediately ran after, and I must have got hit 100 times. And I thought about that. I must have got hit 100 times, and several in the head. Yeah,
they were still shooting at us too when we were walking.
Yeah, and when I was walking back, and they're still hitting my back, I was kind of dizzy a bit, and I told myself I would never do that again. So that you might have, thanks to you, you were a historic part of what probably will be my last slapstick ever.
Oh, you're welcome.
And by the way, the year before, I did slap a slapstick into the wrong position too, so that's okay.
That's my first time ever actually hitting a slapstick, and somebody told me to go get it, so I was like, okay.
Well, you got a slapstick.
I looked at it and it was yellow, it was red. It was red. I was like, okay, it's our color, but I'll go do it anyway. Like, whatever.
Maybe they knocked it. You know what? Here's your comment.
Maybe
they knocked it in between when you looked at it and you said, "Man, it's yellow. I'm gonna go get it, guys." And as you turned the corner to tell that to your team, some enemy flipped it over. So it was deception.
Just to get you and me out.
Yeah, just to get you and me out. That's what you get. I listened to a podcast about the real James Bond on the way to work today, so maybe that's just espionage is on my mind with that.
There you go.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna bag this one up here. A lot of people dropping by, especially considering we pushed this 2 nights over.
And started late.
And yeah, but it's look, the summer, it's the nice weather. We want to talk about paintball. We're able to finally go and play it. We'll be back this Saturday. I have yet to play a game with a slapstick. Explore. You mean where you've gotten one, or where there's slapsticks on the field? Because it is generally a big game thing. Actually, you know what? We could put slapsticks at Warzone.
We could.
You can just use like a metal base, like a sign, and you can move them wherever you want. Because think about it. You could have, and the little big game, oh my gosh. All right. I do work with recycled metals. So let me see what I can come up with at the office for a few slapsticks. But then again, maybe Eric at Warzone, the amazing, generous, and very smart and kind person, might make a couple of slapsticks. That'd be wild to have at our field, wouldn't it? You could have that.
Yeah, it'd be interesting, but we'd have to not have the momentum rule, or otherwise you'd have like me, Connor, Gene, and Brant doing dumb stuff the whole time. And
No.
you know, just the fields are too small for that, right? We would run 30 feet.
Little big game. Little big game.
Little big game.
We do that. All right. Well, that's it for this one. The next time we're out is the 23rd, Slapstick on Market at the center of Village, Chef's Kiss. You could do that. You can also put one, in the forest by Tire Ball, when you're on that path in the forest, there's an archway, kind of an archway welcoming you there. Maybe we can weld something up. That's right, Dave. Actually, Eric's got a pretty good welding setup back there at Warzone, so that's cool. That would be pretty interesting. You could make it viable there. It could be interesting. And yeah. So any parting shots? I mean, I thought it was a great C1D kind of day on the 9th, and the 23rd is going to be, like I said, it's don't get hurt. We'll play some games, probably pull some fun ones out of our ass, and just go with the vibes, go with the flow. How about you, Trent?
Pretty much. No, it's pretty much it. Every game day always just seems to either get better or is just as good as the last, and there's always really goofy C1D vibes and shenanigans. I'm sure next time we'll see Mike without his shirt, and Brent and Mike will, maybe they'll touch bellies in the middle of the field. Who knows?
Who knows? Then we'll have to put it. Instead of just for the bad language on the podcast, we're gonna have a some sort of like viewer discretion is advised on that.
Viewer discretion, NSFW.
There you go. Rated X. Next year is our 10th anniversary, so the logo might involve an X. Dave, I might bring some hamburgers. Dave, after D-Day, we need to be eating quinoa and stuff because Dave, no offense, but I crawl as well as you. And I got to survive D-Day first, my friend.
Do you know how long it took me to get to that spot in the field where you and I met, Andrew? From the start of the game until you and I got there, I basically got there when you and I started our clash.
Well, you asked me the question. Not long enough. That's the answer to the question.
Why you didn't want to see me there?
Honest to God, 30 seconds earlier. I'll have to see once I'm still editing the video because that's a bit of a challenging one. I'm still editing that one, but I'm not joking. I was going to say 30 seconds, maybe even 15 seconds after I took him out, after I took out Simon. They started to come with you, and it was like, oh, man. And I'm sitting there, and there's just two skinny trees. 56 years old, looking at magazines. Well, that one's empty. Oh, Christ, that one's empty. Oh, my knee. That
little 4-inch diameter tree, I love that. Just kind of rolling between it.
Yeah. My life depends on it. Okay, well, that's it for this one. I want to thank Trent. His first appearance on the show, I think, chatting. Definitely not the last. You know what? We're definitely going to have you on the D-Day podcast show because you need to talk about your sniping. So
I'm gonna give you a quick head. I'm gonna be in every single photo again. You watch. I'll tell you.
I guess you got to work on your camouflage if that's the case. Hey,
no, that's why I'm gonna be in every single photo because you're not gonna be able to see me because I'm gonna be all sneaky stealthy and I'll be like, there I am. But you can't see you. Yeah, exactly. That's me over there.
I suppose I'll accept that. Just anything to get going here. I need myself a big glass of water, maybe open up a Guinness, watch a bit of the hockey game, and keep churning out the videos. Go out there, have fun, make the best of it. Because at the end of the day, wait a minute, is Mike there so we can end this damn thing, the producer?
He's listening.
Okay, why don't we do it this way? We're going to go... me and you will just walk away from the microphones and leave the screen.
I can't walk anywhere. Where do you want me to go?
Crawl, you're a fucking sniper. Bye, guys. Bye, Owen. Thanks.
From where? I got 5 feet to my left.
Okay. 99 problems. None of them are me. All right. Take it easy, everybody. Remember, at the end of the day,